Well, Amy, who calls herself Mother God, is here today for her first ever television interview, and we're going to talk to her in just a bit. But first, joining me is Amy's mom, Linda, her sister, Chelsea, and virtually Amy's other sister, Tara. So welcome to all three of you. I'm glad you're here. Let me start with you, Mom. You say this is not the daughter that you raised.
That is correct. Amy is not who I raised.
Were you surprised when she abandoned her three children?
Yes, I was.
That was not something you expected her to do.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see any warning signs of
Nope.
it? Was she close to her children?
No, not really. She wasn't a very maternal
Uh-huh.
mother. We had the children a lot in our family over to our house.
Right. When was the last time you talked to her?
Probably about a year and a half ago. We had a pretty short conversation.
Okay. And Chelsea, do you think that this is just a big con, or do you think she's mentally ill? Do you think she's too far gone to come back to being your sister? What do you think?
I think it's a combination. I believe that she has been brainwashed. And so I think there's some mental illness there. Sometimes she acts as if she's Amy, and then sometimes she acts like completely different people. So I see that mental illness. I do think she's possibly too far gone to get help, though.
Okay. So you believe that she believes some of what she's saying?
Absolutely. But I also believe that she rambles sometimes, and I think she doesn't even know what the truth is anymore.
Okay. But do you think some of this is a conscious con on her part?
Absolutely. Taking people's money and traveling and using it for her good and the cult's good is
Do you
awful.
think that part's a conscious scam? She knows
Absolutely.
what she's doing.
Absolutely. Last time I spoke with her, she said I could come visit her and stay there. But I, of course, told her I didn't feel safe doing that.
Yeah. Why would you not feel safe?
The things that they show on these videos, the abuse, the screaming. I mean, you saw the videos of her cussing and being awful to people. I don't want to be treated that way.
Yeah. And Tara, what do Amy's children think of her now?
I most recently spoke with her oldest son, and he said she's crazy. He knew it would come to a point at one time where she would just need help. He doesn't reach out to her or anything.
Okay. And how about the other children?
I don't think the other children talk to her.
Do they see what's going on the internet? Do they look at these live streams? Do they know what she's doing?
I know that the oldest son and the daughter have talked about it, but neither of them have reached out to her.
Do you know if she's reached out to them to invite them to come visit or to come join the organization?
She's reached out to the oldest son, and I know that they met at one point, and he didn't want to have anything to do with it.
And what has she told you about her beliefs as Mother God?
I Skyped her about a month ago, and I told her I was extremely concerned about her. And she looked at me and laughed in my face and said she was Mother God, that I shouldn't be concerned about her.
What has she told you about her beliefs?
She believes she is God. She is, over everyone, over the world. We're all her children in her eyes.
Well, we're going to meet her and talk to her and see what she has to say. Coming up, Chelsea says that her sister Amy is drunk from morning until night, which seems like an odd thing for God to do, but I guess she can explain that. And she feels like if she doesn't get her sister help soon, that she will die. But Amy says she doesn't need help, that she's the helper. We'll meet her and talk to her about that next.
I have said many times that it's very ironic that Amy would name herself Mother God. She was never a good mother. She gave up her three children. And I don't know how anyone could call themselves a mother when they haven't been.
Well, Amy's sister Chelsea and her mom Linda say they just really don't recognize a woman who calls herself Mother God. Take a look.
I was called onto a mission in 2006, and I just surrendered and embraced truth. I am God. I am Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Great Spirit, Spider Woman, White Buffalo Calf Woman. My angels told me that I had to go serve humanity and that I had to give up everything. I did that. And I went to Colorado. Love has won is just the new paradigm that we all can share in unity. When it's to bring joy, which is reality. And I produce miracles, kind of like Jesus. I've done over 100,000 surgeries. I healed people of cancer over and over with the power of love. Robin Williams came in 2014 when he died. He's been with me ever since. He talks to me. He's a guide. I have reincarnated many, many moments. I was Marilyn Monroe, Joan of Arc, Jesus. Humanity's going to trip about that because they always thought Jesus was a masculine. A mother has to bear children. I have full memory of all my life. I fully remember being hanged on the cross as Jesus. We're not a cult. Absolutely not. What is a cult? A cult, is not transparent. Point blank. I'm transparent.
Some of the other accusations were that you use sleep deprivation as a way to control people.
I'm sorry. One more. Funny. Do I do that? Absolutely not. They're jealous. They wanted to do what I did and I've done. So they want to take it from me because they want it for their own self. But I did it. I am bringing peace to the planet. That's my role. It's my job. And I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, Amy joins us now, so welcome. I'm glad you're here to talk.
Hi. Love you, Doctor.
So, how are things?
They're very peaceful here at the moment.
Yeah. So, things are often not peaceful around you because I've seen some of your streams. I've seen some of the things that videos where you seem to be upset a lot, yelling and screaming and calling names and all. What is it that upsets you the most?
Well, a lot of those are taken out of context and not properly represented. However, where the upset comes from me is when, as I serve love every day and I am in love in action every moment. That is my role. I've been like that since I was born, serving love. And a lot of the anger things, I suppose, if you call them that, or is it passion, comes out because I've been raped several times. I've been stolen from. They burned my house down. I've been come after so much. And it gets you get a little weary. It's, keep living the truth and being the truth despite anything coming at me.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that that's happened to you. It seems like your tone is not always peaceful with your followers. Let me let you look at this and then you can comment on it.
Spiritual eco hordes done. My own light workers battle me, serving love and bringing in a new paradigm. You hordes.
Oh, wow. That seems pretty aggressive for someone that's leading the world to love. That seems counterintuitive. You'll have to explain that to me.
I agree with you. It was taken in a moment where a lot of things were happening to me, and I was upset, and I that's how I expressed it.
You have 3 children, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you left those children when they were 2, 7, and 12, and just up and left them. But yet you call yourself Mother God. How do you explain abandoning your children?
For me, I did not abandon my children. I begged my angels I didn't want to leave. And they told me I had to go on mission. If I didn't do it, then no one else would. And I had to make a jump and I had to make a decision.
So just a
And
higher
so
calling.
yes, absolutely.
A higher
So
calling.
I gave over all the papers to their fathers and said, thank you for taking care of our children. I appreciate it. And I left on mission. Did my heart break every day for about a year? Yes.
Well, I need your help explaining something for me, because your mother
Sure.
said that you were never really maternal, and I'm really curious why you locked a child in the closet. Take a look at this.
3. Mother God, you want me to get to 3? I'll put you in timeout. I don't have a problem about that. Okay, timeout.
You got the timer, 2 minutes?
Yeah, I got it.
It's all my fault. The mind is an idiot. It's how we keep it. Are you ready? Come on. Let's stop
Come
now.
here, Ogden.
Thank you, buddy. Mother. Good job.
Thank you.
Go to mother.
Come here.
Go to mother.
Come here. Oh, you want to do the one? You want to do it over again? Up, back up.
2 more.
Yep. Out. Time out. Yep. You're not listening.
I've got something to say to that. What do people
They better listen.
People. Yeah. What? Exactly.
Okay, we can let him out now and see what's going on here.
Turn off the
Okay.
light.
All right. All right.
Trust the process, right?
You need to surrender.
I trust what's
Surrender to mother.
She did. What's tangible. Right. She's read what I can.
Surrender. Now.
But I'm
Surrender
right
now.
No.
You want to go back in time out? I'll just 1, 2, 3 game. I'm not kidding about that.
I'm sorry. I need you to help me with that. Explain that to me.
I will help you with that. What was happening in that group dynamic is that these children came to see me, and in their environment, they were very dysfunctional. They hadn't been disciplined, and I feel that's the majority of humanity hasn't had discipline, and children have to have boundaries. So what was happening is that they didn't have any boundaries. We started coming up with ideas of how to assist them. One of my ideas was, just whatever their age is, just 2 minutes of timeout. And if they can't, get it, then they go back in timeout. I mean, screaming behavior is, why are they screaming? Why are they out of control? And I was assisting in that situation with the mother and the father.
Well, that's just that's flat out abuse to lock a child in a closet like that. And what really bothers me is not the poor judgment that I see on your part, but the fact that I'm looking at 5 or 6 or 7 adults in the room, and not one person in the room has the backbone to stand up and say, this is not okay. You're not going to bully and abuse this child and traumatize them by putting them in a closet with a closed door like this.
What we were doing is experimenting.
On a child.
They weren't locked in a closet. They were put in timeout, Dr. Phil.
In a closet.
Timeout.
In a closet.
Yeah.
With a closed door.
Well, they were in dark so that they could focus and center on themselves. And we put an adult there with them.
There was an adult in the closet.
Of course.
I don't believe that.
You can ask the mother.
Yeah. Coming up, Amy has many devoted followers who say Mother God is a healer. We'll meet 2 of her followers next.
I found Mother God in fall of 2019.
I can say that there's no doubt that Mom is God.
Mom is the way, and we would not be here for any other reason than Mom.
She is the real, whole, pure truth.
And it is an honor to be a part of this mission and helping her raise the consciousness of humanity.
And this is just the beginning.
Well, despite Amy's devoted followers, Amy's mom, Linda, and sister Chelsea and Tara believe that Amy needs to realize she's not Mother God. Now, they're here today to try to save her. She doesn't think she needs saving at all. In fact, I would suspect she would think they're the ones that need saving. Now, two devoted members of Love Has Won, Hope and Aurora, speak for hours daily online about Mother God. And in fairness and balance, I wanted to give an opportunity for people that support Amy to have their voice as well. We've heard from family members who think she's not Mother God and don't support what she's doing. And so they're going to join us now. So Aurora, Hope, thank you both for being here and being willing to chat.
An honor to be here. Thank you for having us.
So you believe that Amy is Mother God, correct?
Yes, we know so.
And what is Mother God to you?
She is everything to us.
I mean, what does Mother God, do you believe that she is God?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you spend the day in the presence of the deity, of God, the creator of the universe.
Yes.
That must be an amazing experience for you.
It has been, and yes, it is.
Okay, and she has said that she's done over 100,000 healing sessions, including spiritual surgery, where she can take a brain out spiritually and heal the brain and then put it back in the body spiritually. I mean, she's not saying she actually physically takes the brain out of the skull. Correct, Amy?
Yes.
Over 100,000 times.
I've done it over 100,000 sessions, yes.
Okay.
Probably more than that.
That must drain you something terrible.
It takes a lot of work, but I have a lot of energy, despite my condition.
And how long does something like that take?
Anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, depending on what I'm doing.
And Hope, Aurora, have you all been there for this? Have you seen these miracles happen?
Yeah.
We have seen it, yes.
Yeah. Now, she's been involved in this organization, Love Has Won, for 15 years, and Mother God, I guess, for 12. So if she's done over 100,000 of these, that would be 6,667 a year, 555 a month. That would be 18 times a day, 365 days a year without ever missing. So that would be like around the clock healings, nothing else goes on but that. Are there 100,000 people that she's encountered that needed this?
Well, we haven't been here with Mom for 14 years, but from the 2.5 years that we have been here, I mean, she was doing up to more than 30 surgeries a day, just that we were physically speaking to the people she did the surgeries on, and all have amazing testimonials. They have witnessed and experienced the miracle. And that's just the nuggets that we have spoken to. And she's done thousands and thousands more of beings way before we ever even joined Mom.
Amy, that's got to wear you out.
It did eventually, because now I'm paralyzed, but I still can do the surgery.
Are you all aware that she says that she's actually Jesus? That she's reincarnated from being Jesus?
Yes. Yes, she has the documentation.
And remembers hanging on the cross.
She remembers that lifetime, yes.
Yeah. And Amy, you say you recall 534 lifetimes, correct?
That's correct.
You remember all of those?
Yes, I do. I have them documented and time-stamped as well.
If those lifetimes averaged 50 years each, that would be 26,700 years. If it was 30 years each, that would be 16,020 years that you've been alive.
Yes.
We're 2,020 years since the birth of Christ. So 14,000 years you've been on this earth before Christ.
That's correct.
What's the first life that you remember?
I was the queen of Lemuria named Sophia Gaia. And that's where it began on this planet for me.
On the continent of Atlantis?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, the first known civilization was in Moravia, which would be in the Czech Republic about 25,000 years ago. It's no wonder you're tired.
That's actually...
Yeah. Does it strike y'all odd that she drinks so much?
No. I mean, you have to envision that she is the embodiment of Mother Earth. So if you were to meet Mother Earth in a physical vessel, which is Mom, she is in extreme amounts of pain.
Uh-huh.
So she doesn't drink as a normal person would. She uses it as a tool in order to keep her pain subsided enough that she can continue doing the energetic work that she does.
If she's God, then wouldn't she just resolve that pain spiritually?
She can't. It's based on a karmic contract with humanity that everybody on this planet is contracted to wake up and remember the whole truth.
What do you all have to say about that?
I don't believe any of it.
I don't either.
Coming up, Amy says that Love Has Won is absolutely not a cult, but a victim who just left the organization says they are exploiting people for financial gain and feeding off fears during the pandemic. We'll talk to her next. Former member Ashley says she fled Love Has Won without any of her belongings after she finally reached her breaking point with this group. Take a look.
I first learned about Love Has Won through an online Facebook page. I made the decision to go and visit them. When I got there, it was a beautiful ranch. Amy's the main leader. I did believe that she was God while I was there. And the first day I was there, somebody was sent away. So right off the bat, I was a little confused about what I was getting myself involved in. I was told that I was embodying different lower energies and that I had to transform them. You had to follow all of the rules. You stayed up till at least midnight. You wake up at 5, no exceptions, every day. You're not supposed to sit. They claim that if you weren't in motion, that you were taking energy from Mother God. You'd have very limited sleep. I do see it as an attempt to brainwash. It was sleep deprivation, mental manipulation. I was not allowed to see Mother God the first 2 weeks that I was there. They claimed that I had to reach a higher vibration of energy before I could visit Mother God. When I did go in to see Mother God for the first time, it was odd to see someone frail in a bed in front of you. She says that she's paralyzed. She had been carried from the bed to the toilet. She never left her room. I do feel Amy has a drinking problem. She consumed beer all day long. Amy would perform what she expressed was an etheric surgery. She did claim that she could remove tumors, kidney failure. She would gather funds through performing these surgeries. I heard talk about money in certain accounts. I was blown away. She claimed in one of them was over $400,000. And another one I heard was $100,000. I do think Amy's running a scam. 2 months into being with the group, I left all my belongings behind. I kind of made a quick getaway. When I got in the plane to come home, everything hit me all at once, like a ton of bricks. Wow, this is not what I thought it was going to be at all. It's way more extreme. I feel this is a dangerous group to anybody's mental health.
Well, Ashley's joining us now virtually. Ashley, tell me this. What were you looking for when you went to join this group to begin with?
So when I first started following the live streams, it wasn't as intense as it had gotten when my time was there. They were showing that they were looking for peace and unity and love on the earth, especially during these times, and that was something that I resonated with. I was there to just kind of check them out and see if she really was Mother God. They expect you to stay forever if you can, but most people don't last.
Uh-huh. And why did you feel the need to leave quickly, leave all your belongings behind, and just bail without notice?
Well, once I realized that they were using mental manipulation and sleep deprivation, things like that, pitting us against each other, I realized that it was something that was going to be more mentally straining for me to stay and tell them, hey, I would like to leave. I felt like at that point, since I had been there with sort of my family, that it would have been easier for me to just make a quick getaway and not tell anybody, because once you leave, a couple of the members that have left ended up in danger. So I just didn't want that to be me. I wanted to get a quick getaway and just make sure that I didn't have any repercussions.
Ended up in danger how?
I know one of the members ended up being found near death, Amanda's brother. He was found somewhere far away with no clothes, and he had had a horrible experience. And the team members just kind of turned a blind eye to him even leaving. So I just felt at that point, after being with them every single day and dealing with their rules, it was just too much. I just needed to just get a quick getaway, not worry about getting my things, just get out.
And how long were you there?
I was there for about 2 months.
Oh, 2 months, And did you meet Amy while you were there?
I did. I met her. I wasn't allowed to meet her for the first few weeks that I was there, as you saw, but I was able to see her a few times throughout my visit. It wasn't very many, but it was a few times.
Okay. And did you get a sense that she was holding herself out to be above everyone else?
Yes.
Amy, do you use sleep deprivation and mental manipulation as is being said here? Amy, do you use sleep deprivation and mental manipulation as is being said here?
Absolutely, that is incorrect. Do I have boundaries for energetic? Yes. And the whole team can adhere to them or not. There's no, you have to do that.
Let's see what Amy thinks about this footage.
Sonny, you gonna wake up and serve God, or you gonna go to sleep?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Serve God.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When? When you choose?
Today, as soon as I'm
Sometime
up.
today?
As soon as I'm up, yes.
Okay. Well, when are you gonna get up? Because everyone's up. We never went to sleep. Why are you sleeping? You had your hour, and then we got you up. Like a new day. This went back to sleep. Oh, wait till Mama hears what happened here.
Ashley, is that the kind of thing you're talking about?
Yes. Whenever we were supposed to stay up past the midnight, it was kind of a big deal if you were falling asleep, or if there was something that, if you were getting tired, you'd end up being berated for it, as you saw in that video.
Yeah. Amy, what's the purpose of that?
It's energetics and it's consciousness, and a lot of beings are not utilizing their sleep properly. So I just set up boundaries so that everyone knew that, and they all take naps.
You say that you're paralyzed now, correct?
That's correct.
So you can't.
And I have 5-stage level of cancer as well. 100% full body.
You have stage 5 cancer.
Yes.
And what is stage 5 cancer?
That's to the bones.
You can't heal that?
I have made all my attempts to do that for myself, and that's why I'm here in Hawaii, to really focus in on that and do that for myself.
Coming up, a woman says her husband abandoned his family, a 6-figure job, and donated more than $10,000 to Love Is One, all to end up on the brink of death. We'll talk to her about that next. Well, we're all out of time today, but we have a whole lot more to cover with Mother God. Tomorrow, we meet the family of one follower who claims he was left for dead in the mountains by members of Love Has Won. They say the organization is a cult that needs to be exposed. Yesterday, we met Amy, who calls herself Mother God. Her family wrote in desperate for me to give Amy a wake-up call. They say she is the leader of an organization called Love Has Won, which they claim is a cult. More victims keep coming forward to expose this organization that professes peace and healing, yet has left so many lives torn apart. Well, Amanda and Arian join us now virtually. And guys, you've been listening to everything we've been talking about so far. What would you like to add to the conversation?
I think that Ashley and Lauren, because that's how I know the two young ladies that have joined, their names are not Aurora and Hope. I think that they're doing a great job at not being forthcoming and truthful with how they typically display their acts of love for humanity publicly on social media. I think that Amy is a victim of her own web that she's created. I don't think that she's in full control of this group. I think she's surrounded by an entire team that's enabling her. They are profiting and exploiting her for financial gain. There is definitely a huge brainwashing component. After my brother surrendered for their spiritual surgery, which, mind you, Amy does not complete that spiritual surgery herself. It's actually a phone call done by one of their members, some of them that are very new, that follow a guide. I think that that's where the brain programming, the mind control starts. We've spoken with multiple leading cult experts. We've learned a lot about undue influence. So there's a lot of different concerns with this group.
And how did your brother get involved?
He found this group also online. He is a conspiracy theorist. And so he believed their conspiracy that we are ascending into this 5D earth. And he truly did think that this was a spiritual mission. And so he was there and ready to, what he believed, save humanity.
Yeah. And Amanda, you say that ultimately he was found really in dire straits, correct?
So his experience was very short, thankfully. We have a lot of information about Love Has Won that's on the internet. So we were very prepared that this group has a history of leaving members who want to leave in the middle of the mountains without any belongings. He was introduced on one of their evening live streams as extremely happy, very confident, very healthy looking, clear-minded. The very next day is where we realized that he was in danger. He called my mother saying that he was on foot. He was coming home. He was on his way to the airport. However, the airport is a 3 to 4 hour drive away. That evening is the evening live stream where this group then laughed and mocked him that, his energies didn't mesh well. You can't tell mother no that you want to sleep. You have to cut all ties. So we realized that he was in danger. And then that following morning is when we started our rescue day.
My husband was there for 2 days and we realized something was wrong. He was found wandering in the wilderness, disoriented, confused, and naked.
Arian, how is he doing now?
He is a victim, so recovery doesn't happen overnight, but he is doing a lot better.
Yeah. And what was his frame of mind when you saw him when he was rescued?
When he was rescued, he believed that he had ascended the planet and that Mother God had ascended and we were in the fifth dimension. He was actually really confused because police and hospital staff knew his name, and he believed that was because of the fifth dimension. He didn't realize it was because my sister-in-law and myself and the rest of my family had been calling and asking about him, so everybody in Colorado knew his name.
Yeah. When he actually got there, how quickly did it start to unravel?
He was in contact with me, and he was in a very optimistic place while he was there. He had made a deal to call me, FaceTime me, so he could speak with our son that night. And when he didn't call, that's when I knew something was wrong.
Had you looked at any of these videos that he was looking at?
He had sent them to me over Facebook Messenger, and I had viewed them, and I told him I did not resonate with them. It seemed like, to say it nicely, hippies on drugs. And then I told him that, I believed it was a cult.
Is there anything you want to say to Amy? I mean, she's here, you're here.
I guess, Amy, I love you, and I always will. But I cannot believe anything that you're doing. I don't believe in it. I'll continue to support your children and help your children because they're my life, and you're not anymore.
All right. Thank you.
Linda, is there anything you want to say to her?
Well, Amy, I love you. You know that. I've loved you from the day you were born, and I miss you, and I don't like what you're doing at all to these poor people. I would love it if you would come home so that we can help you. You weren't raised like this, and it makes me so sad.
This has gotten worse than I think y'all may realize. Let's take a look at Amy with a defenseless animal.
Hey, I'm not. Hey, stop it. Stop being a bitch. You wanna run? Oh yeah, that's the greatest thing that I can do is I can run. You're stupid.
Amy, everybody does something for a payoff. What is the possible payoff for abusing a helpless animal?
I feel I was giving my cat discipline. I picked her up by the back of the neck, which is the same as her mother, her cat mother, and I was just reprimanding her. And again, we're looking at things out of context and bits and pieces.
Well, we'll take time. Put that in context for us.
I mean, I was reprimanding my cat. I was giving my cat discipline, and I grabbed her by the back of the head, just like her mother. That was all. Just like how we have to discipline our children.
By putting them in a dark closet.
Okay, that was for timeout. Yes.
Yeah.
Timeout is for your own personal reflection so that you can reflect on yourself and become a greater being for that.
Did it sound like that child was reflecting in that closet, or did it sound like that child was terrorized?
That was his first moment of being disciplined. He was not used to being in timeout. He wasn't used to being disciplined.
And where did you learn about timeout?
Where I learned that from is my own children. And I knew that spanking children was incorrect. I didn't feel that was right. There had to be another way to discipline the children besides spanking them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my response.
Well, let me ask you about that after the break. We're going to find out why one cult expert says Amy is one of the nastiest cult leaders out there, and he's met a lot. We'll talk to him next.
My sister Amy claims that she is Mother God and she is the God of all, and I do not believe it whatsoever. I believe that Amy has some sort of mental illness for sure. She absolutely should pay for what she's doing. I'm sickened by Amy now. I've tried to reach out to her and help her. I can't believe that you could give up your children and leave them for this fake world. I would love it if we could get Amy out of this cult, but I don't believe that we can save Amy. I think she's too far gone.
We're joined now virtually by Rick Alan Ross. He's the CEO of Cult Education Institute and the author of Cults Inside Out, for his take on Love Has Won and how these families can move forward. I've worked with Rick before. It's good to see you again, Rick. How you doing?
Just fine. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Rick, what's your level of concern about this organization?
Well, I think this is a particularly pernicious group. I mean, this is a group that kind of operates a bait and switch online. They recruit people online and then they bring them into a very tight-knit, cloistered kind of community in which they have control over the environment, their sleep, their work habits, and so on. And I think that Amy is reinforced by all these people around her, and it sounds to me like she can do nothing wrong. That no matter what Amy does or says, it's reinforced by the group as right, as godlike, and in fact, to disagree with Amy is to disagree with God. And so Amy herself rationalizes everything. The group reinforces that. And many of the people who lead destructive cults have been described as narcissistic, psychopaths, sociopaths, incapable of reflection and really having a sense of conscience about what they do. And I see a pattern of that and quite a bit more in this particular group.
Well, one of the things that we often see with these pathological leaders is a grandiose idea of who they are and what they can achieve. And in this situation, she says she's God. I mean, I don't know how more grandiose you can get than God. 500 plus lives, excessive admiration, sense of entitlement, exploitive others, this exaggerated sense of power with spiritual surgeries and healings. I mean, I guess the only thing I can say about Mother God is she's just not very interesting because she's not very creative. It just seems very destructive. But it's just kind of a not very interesting, creative embodiment of this arrogant entitlement.
Well, and it's not a very unique group. I mean, there have been a number of women who have led groups and a number of men who have described themselves as godlike or God. There was a woman, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, who led a group called the Church Universal and Triumphant. She was called Guru Ma, or Mother. And there is a group called from South Korea, the Mission Society Church of God, and they call their leader Mother God. So will the real Mother God please stand up? Because there are a number of leaders who claim these same things as Amy does. But what you can see is how it empowers Amy over the group and puts her in a position where she cannot be questioned. And she herself solicits people to surrender. To surrender to who? To surrender to her authority, her absolute knowledge that cannot be questioned. And so Amy has got a pretty comfortable existence in a kind of bubble in which her narcissism is repeatedly reinforced, and whatever she wants, whatever her whim may be, it's given to her by the group. She lives a comfortable life, and I don't see how she is motivated, other than a conscience which she doesn't seem to possess, to stop it all and to step out of the bubble and to deal with her children, her family, and real life.
My vision was chicken parmesan. So the Adams turn around on me and get me meatballs. But I didn't say that. Chicken parmesan.
I'm so emotional because we waited so long for Mother's truth to be revealed.
If you're not connected to me, you're out.
She is real. I've been witness to everything for years now. I owe everything to her. She's healed and saved me in every way, shape, and form. I love all of you.
I've been present my whole life. I've been in love with everybody.
We've been talking about Amy, who claims that she is Mother God, and Rick Ross and I were just talking about whether or not she holds herself out to be above others. And when I say it's not very interesting or creative, the pattern is anybody that criticizes is the enemy and non-believers are lashed out at. She actually says people that don't believe are killing her slowly. And we heard her rant of calling them every foul name in the book, people that don't believe in her. So, I mean, it's like 101 for grandiose, narcissistic, pathological leaders, just right down the line. Like, there's just nothing creative here. It's just destructive.
it's a we-they mentality. The group and Amy are the elite. They are right. Everyone else is wrong. And the imperative is to get right, get with Amy and move to where Mother God is and serve Mother God. And so anyone that doubts her is labeled in a negative way. And as you can see, people who decide to leave, which is the only way they can vote in this kind of dictatorship, they are stigmatized as being very bad people, people that have not lived up to their potential, people that have failed. And the one person who is never criticized, there is no critique, there is no questioning, is Amy. Amy is always right. And if you disagree with Amy, you're wrong.
Amy, what do you say?
I feel it's completely incorrect. What I actually share with everybody is not to surrender to me. I've never said that, to surrender to me. I just say surrender to love and yourself. And whatever your soul and your heart shares with you to do, that's what you do.
But you tell them you're God. You're actually God. You hung on the cross. You recall being crucified on the cross and that you are God.
In truth, we are all God.
That's not what you say. You don't say you're all God. You say, I am Mother God.
I am Mother God, but we are all God.
Yeah, but Amy, in the live streams, which I've watched quite a bit of your, live streams, people talking about you. They talk about the importance of your work, focusing on you, subordinating themselves to you. So if you're not encouraging them to completely surrender to you and to obey you and to be submissive to you and submit to your orders, your ideas, etc., then why are they repeatedly saying this in the live streams?
I encourage them to follow their own heart and to serve love.
You create this dichotomy where either you are with God, or you are wrong. You are in a very negative existence. And you also create this kind of urgency that something is going to happen, that people need to come and be with you. They need to listen to what you have to say because you will not be here for long, and the world is going through a particular crisis that you feel you address, you alone, and that people need to cleave to you and depend upon you. It seems to me you engender dependency upon you as an absolute leader, and that can be seen by anybody watching your live streams through Facebook or YouTube.
Well, I have another question for Amy when we come back, and I want to give Hope and Aurora an opportunity to respond.
I just need a tequila. It takes 5 rounds of whores to get me a tequila. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know what? You can take your half-ass God and shove it.
I believe that she is exploiting others, and I think I have a really good example of how I believe that's true.
My vision was chicken parmesan. So the Adams turn around on me and get me meatballs. I didn't say meatballs. I love meatballs, but I didn't say that. Chicken parmesan. I get up every moment by you whores. My Adams. I'm like, I just need a tequila. Like, it takes like 5 rounds of whores to get me a tequila. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know what? You can take your half-ass God and shove it. I'm gonna take another tequila shot. I'll do that. Bitch! Where's my tequila shot? It's called evolution. Bitch. Evolution! Bitches!
That behavior is absolutely exploitive. It's narcissistic. It's abusive. Tell me how that is not all about you.
Okay, those words were for my husband. I was very upset at him about something. And we were just sharing an example of how wasn't directed towards anybody else but him and Adams. So, yeah. And I get it. You're taking things out of context, and there's not a lot I can do except my life's work. That is a representation. Unfortunately, do I get upset about things? Yeah, because I get really frustrated right now. I'm in a lot of pain, and I easily get frustrated. I can't walk. I can't go to the bathroom. I can't take a shower by myself. Someone has to put me in the shower and take me out. And I'm in a very frustrating situation with that energy for myself.
Hope, Aurora, you would like to respond?
We're both college graduates, and some of the most brilliant people in our family. If this was everything that everybody is saying against her, we would be gone. If I were to choose to leave and get on a flight back home, Mom would send me off with love. All of the people that have left have made their own decision, and Mom has let them go on their way. So there are things that are being said that are not true, and they know that they are not true. They come on our live stream daily and harass us with lies, and this group of people sits there and trashes Mom with lies and things that are not true that we address every day on our live stream with the whole truth, and they still choose not to listen.
And I just wanted to address everything that you guys are showing about Mom is out of context.
Well, I've said after each time you've said that, I've said, please put it in context.
I would love to. Everything that you guys are showing about Mom is out of context.
Please put it in context.
I would love to. With the timeouts, there's a history years ago, decades ago, when parents would physically discipline their children, and that was okay. But Mom putting a child who is highly dysfunctional, and his mother brought him to Mom to help her because the child was so out of control.
That does not justify putting a child in a closet and closing the door. And it wasn't okay to beat children years ago. So you're setting up a paper tiger, tearing it down, and trying to justify abusing a child by terrorizing them, putting them in a dark closet. Doesn't wash. Sorry.
Well, I disagree, but I'll move on because timeouts are timeouts.
No, that's not true. Timeouts are not locking a child in a dark closet.
We'll move on because we all have.
We'll move on because you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, love. Well, back to Mom is that you guys are also missing the point that if she is Mother Earth. So if you had to envision Mother Earth in a physical vessel, then you would understand Mom's experience.
Well, do you think it might be better? Do you think you owe it to her to hold her to a higher standard than letting her get to the point that she's that drunk and abusing the followers?
I have been with Mom for 2.5 years, and I will tell you, she is the absolute brilliant, kindest, sweetest being. She has taken me from a highly dysfunctional place and made me highly as brilliant as she is. You are seeing a microscopic piece of Mom. She is absolutely amazing.
I have spent almost 3 years by her side, and she is absolutely amazing. I would not be the person, the feminine that you see on the live stream every day in front of thousands of people if it wasn't for what she has done. She is my best friend. She is a companion. She has shown me so many beautiful aspects of this planet that have been forgotten, and that is love. And why the people you see are going against her is because they can't feel. love. It's not in the mind. God's in your heart. And that is where she has always been her entire life. And how you view these things, that is your opinion. That is your belief based on other things. There is so many grander things on the horizon for this planet for everybody to see. And it starts with Mom. She is the way. She is the only person that has been in the heart space. We forgot. And we have to learn the right way. And I owe everything to her, no matter what anybody says, no matter what her family believes, what she did to her children. It's all been higher guided. It's love based. Mom didn't want to leave her children. She did it for all of us.
Well, you have to understand that I didn't have to have supporters on this broadcast. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to speak on her behalf. That's why I have you here, because I wanted to have both sides of this conversation. And you two have spoken on her behalf, and so you've had the opportunity to do that. We'll be right back. Rick, what do you think about what these young women are saying? I'll let you have the final word, and then we're going to have to call it a day.
Well, Dr. Phil, I think what you just saw is a beautiful example, or a disturbing example, of cognitive dissonance, which is when people who have accepted something as fact are confronted with disconfirmation. That is, they're confronted with the videos of Mother God, and it is in contradiction to love. It looks like someone who has lost love, not someone who has love. And so rather than deal with that reality that these women are being confronted by, they spin it and they rationalize it. And then in the group environment, they reinforce it so that they can believe it. But to all of us who are watching those videos and dealing with Amy responding to it, what we see is someone in denial and someone who can rationalize virtually anything and who holds herself out as never being wrong. And the members are confirming that. They're basically saying, Amy can never be wrong, and whatever Amy does is always right. And it's frightening, because that is a formula for disaster. When you have an absolute leader that has that kind of power over a group of people and who is that dysfunctional.
Well, of course, they don't recognize that credibility is lost when you over-advocate. And so I'll give Amanda a chance to respond right quick, and then we do have to stop. Amanda?
Thank you, Dr. Phil. I just basically wanted to reiterate what Rick Ross just said, which is that it's extremely disheartening to hear Ashley and Lauren's response. And I think that they just gave the perfect example of why so many families and friends of the victims of this group are concerned, because it doesn't matter the extreme dangerous situation that's happened. They're going to justify, they will flip what has happened. And then, of course, now we're the enemy. This was a lie. It doesn't matter, that law enforcement or hospitals were involved. So I just think that this group need to really, come from a place of love, practice what you preach. So when I purchase a meal for a member that's been kicked out and has no money, and then Amy flips it that was a test and he then is in trouble, that's not true love. That's not divine. That's not loving everywhere present. So I'm sorry that you all feel attacked by us sharing the truth of my brother's story, but the reality is that your actions are not a place of love, and that I truly care for each and every one of you, Amy included. There are no hard feelings. I hope that everybody gets the help that they really need.
All right, well, we do have to stop. We've said what we can say.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Amy, I want to thank you for this interview. I appreciate you sitting down and talking this through. I do want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Rick Alan Ross. He is the author of Cults Inside Out. I want to be very clear. Amy is very adamant that this group that she's involved in is not a cult. That's for all of you to decide. But she's very clear that She does not view this as a cult. Her members do not think it is a cult. Everybody has their own opinion about that. For more information about today's show, you can log on to drphil.com. I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussion about this on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time.